What's up, everybody? So we are live over there. We're just not live on the Zoom yet, but we will be in about 5 minutes. What's up, y'all? Y'all aren't muted.
For sure.
You know, you always got one kid that does not follow directions. Y'all know that? One student don't never follow directions.
How are you still talking? My music ain't even coming out. Oh, they got the headset on now. No wonder. Alright, she ain't gonna make no noise for real this time.
Okay, here we go. So it is still an echo somewhere, and we're about to figure out where this echo coming from.
How are you still talking on my computer with no noise coming out?
Turn your sound off.
My sound is off.
Oh, I don't know then.
You just tell me how to operate a computer?
Well, obviously you don't know what you're doing because it's still echoing.
Nah, I had plugged that headphone in earlier.
Okay.
So I changed my sound around to my main sound.
All right, folks. So we will get started in about 10 minutes. But howdy. So y'all can type in the comments and let us know what's going on, what y'all been up to. We would appreciate if everybody could turn their cameras on.
Why are you still talking? My computer's not supposed to be making sound at all.
Franklin, I think you got some technical difficulties.
Nah, here we go. Alright, now you gonna say that. You got too many playback devices, man. Play too many video games. Alright, you all good, bro. You can talk to your heart's content.
We about to see that your echo again on my die.
You can talk to your heart's content. Run it off.
And y'all feel free, like I said, to ask any questions in the chat. I see Keyshawn out there.
I was the best one in class. I was the best one in there.
And while we're waiting, make sure you drop your Instagram in the chat so that everybody can follow everybody, and also so that we can make sure that we're tagging you relative to participation and things of that nature. Oh, no, socials.
Yeah, man, you gotta have one name for everything. You know what I mean?
I probably should put my glasses on too. You see me squinting.
Hey.
I'm gonna stop. Yeah, that's a little bit better. I can see now. For real. I know y'all out there in live world. See, y'all getting all the behind the scenes. The people on the Zoom are really getting all the behind the scenes. So this is super dope. So you can see what we do in real time. Hey Kai, I see you tapping in. I see you over there. I see Quentin up there. Okay, I see
I was supposed to share that on my Facebook. I'm sure.
What?
The live video.
Oh. Okay. That was fine. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if I make sure they change their names. Okay, I see Drew and Avery and Rico and Trap to the peso 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. DJ Squirt just tapped in. Y'all, DJ Squirt just tapped in. Christina Mickens from C. Nicole PR just tapped in. We got Miss Angie over here tapping in with her whole human resources thing she got going on. Major Way is about to pop in the building. So y'all gonna see the behind the scenes, but they really gonna get the business over here. And if Franklin says hello, you probably can hear him. Scream hello, Frank.
No, I can't talk loud. What's up, everybody?
Okay, it's 5 minutes till, so we're gonna go ahead and get live and then we'll start it. All right, everybody, so it's 5 minutes till, and we are gonna go ahead and we're gonna start recording so that we have the audio file. Frank, I hear a little bit of echo, so you might have to keep it muted till you come off. All righty, let's rock and roll.
Recording in progress.
All right, so we are going to go ahead and just kind of, introduce ourselves, particularly myself and Frank. We're going to go ahead and get that out of the way so at 2 o'clock we can actually commence with the presentation, right? So, I'm going to let Frank go first.
Everybody, I'm good to meet you. I'm Frank Olsen, CEO of Rare Records. We started this record label in 2017. A little bit of background about myself. 20 years in the United States Navy. After I retired from being Navy, I started a studio in my house to give my son something to be able to do. And he kept going to the studio until it became a professional sound. This sound turned into a record label. We changed our label dynamics to basically have independence and overrule their professional development. And we'll learn more about me throughout the future. We're going to talk facing one-on-one with everybody for sure.
Sounds great. So, most of you already know me. So, I am Lily Mae. I am Frank's right hand and left foot. I am the EVP of Skyfall Records, and pretty much we are a label that solely focuses on artist development. So we're not out here, making false promises and things of that nature. We pretty much focus on getting you prepared for what you need to be marketable. And so that's all about, getting your personal and your professional together, because if your personal isn't in order, your professional won't be in order. And so that's kind of what our core focus is. For me, my sole purpose is program development. So Frank is the person. If you want somebody to listen to your music and critique your music, that's Frank and Angie. They got you all day long. You want a program, you want a strategic plan, you want to know what you need to do to get to that point, then you talk to me. Don't send me your music, because 9 times out of 10, I'm going to either bop to it or go to sleep to it. But Frank and Angie, definitely can listen to it, critique it, and help you with that. We have a couple of other individuals on here. We're going to wait till we get into the presentation to introduce them. And we'll kind of let it rock out. We got a couple of people coming in. So in about 2 minutes, we're going to get started with the actual presentation, and we look forward to hearing from our guests. We got some super duper dope guests in the building. I see Shane, I see Chrissy, I see DJ Squirt. So it's definitely going to be spectacular. These individuals have a wealth of information for you.
Come on, you guys. I'm hype, man.
I'm getting ready to start the presentation.
What's going on, you guys?
Shut up.
Alrighty, so we have everybody in the building, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So it's 2022, and we're talking about the first 7 days. Not for real, but 7 is the number of completion. So hey, it is what it is. But we thank you so much for participating today. We are super duper excited that you guys are able to be here with us. And so we definitely want to, this is your inauguration. To Skyfall Records. We use that term because this is the first time that we're doing something. And because we are more about teaching and education, we want you to know, first annual is not real. The word is inaugural. So this is the first. So this is an inauguration. All right, so today's agenda, we're going to have a few industry specific presentations, and then we'll talk about 2020 goals. We'll get heavy into the Artist Advisory Council, and then we'll really talk about the plan. And the plan is for us and for you. The plan is something that you begin with to get to an end point. And so we're going to kind of tap into that, but we'll start off with industry specific presentations. Now, if you need to jump off, grab you something to drink or something to eat, please feel free to do so. We do not expect you to just sit here and listen. But we definitely want to make sure that you are here with us. Alrighty, so who is here today? We have Mr. Capricio Skates. I told you we have Christina Mickens and C. Nicole PR. We have Mr. Shane Foster, and we also have DJ Squirt. So what we're going to do, we are going to bring them out in that order. So Mr. Capricio, I see that you are there. Can you go ahead and unmute yourself, let everybody know a little bit about you, and talk to us all about publishing?
Well, hello, everyone. Let me start by saying I'm honored to be here to have the opportunity to speak with you. I am a consummate gentleman, so I would normally allow the lady to go first, but we'll follow your format. So, again, I'm Capricio Scats. Just a little bit of my background. I started out as a drummer. I went from that to playing bass guitar. From there, I started doing independent promotions as far as radio, retail, club, street promotions. Working for Sony, Universal, Tommy Boy, Atlantic, Death Row, a bunch of labels in the Virginia, DC, Baltimore market. From there, I got an opportunity to go to Rough House Columbia Records, where I did national radio promotions. So I promoted Crisscross, the Fugees, and Cypress Hill. From there, I started managing songwriters and producers, some of which whose credits include Michael Jackson, Beyonce, Nicki, Charlie Wilson, etc. I wrote a book on artist management called 10 Steps to Successfully Managing Recording Artists. From there, I moved to Atlanta and launched the Atlanta CSAC office, where I signed many great publishers and writers to the company. I went from there to work with Dr. Creflo Dollar and Pastor Taffy Dollar to run their label Era Records, which was distributed by the Universal Christian Group, where I signed gospel greats Ann Nesby and Kim Burrell. And I went from there to teaching at the SA Institute, teaching all the music business models, copyrights, publishing, entertainment law, branding, marketing, etc. That's sort of my Batman and my Bruce Wayne. I work at Sound Royalties, where I'm currently the regional head of business development and artist relations. And so that's a little bit of my background. Where do you want me to go from there?
Well, I mean, you got it. So basically what we'll do is have you just really kind of chat about, publishing. Talk to, we have a couple of independent artists on here. We also have a couple of individuals who work with independent artists who definitely will benefit from the knowledge. So we definitely want you to kind of define publishing and provide some insight into the importance thereof.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about publishing. And the best way that I can describe publishing for you is by telling you a story. And this is really a true story that happened some years ago, but it was God's way of teaching me about music publishing. I was standing at home looking into the backyard watching my dog play. And for some reason, my attention was drawn to the windowsill. And there in the windowsill was a spider web. So I began looking at the spider web like an inquisitive kid, looking at all the various particles, insects, and all the things that were in the web. And just as I was looking at the web, a fly flies in and gets caught. And I'm thinking, ooh, this is going to be like National Geographic. I'm about to see this spider pounce on this fly. Something real cool is about to happen. All right, let's watch this thing go down. So I'm looking at the fly, he's dancing and popping and trying to get out. I'm like, dude, you ain't going nowhere. This spider is about to kill you. So I'm looking, I'm waiting. Nothing's happening. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Where's the spider? Nothing's happening. And then I realized that the spider's in the web, but the spider's dead. And I said, whoa, whatever time you live or whatever the spider does to create that web, whether it be for to recreate, to live, whatever the case may be, at some point, unfortunately, that spider dies. Then I think a little bit, spinning the web is much like a songwriter is writing that songwriter spinning the web. And those things that are getting caught in the web are your royalties. Those are your various things your streams that are getting caught. And so you write that great song today, unfortunately, at some point you're going to die. And what happens, it becomes your life plus 70 years. So even after you're dead and gone, stuff is still going to continue to get caught in the web. And so that money that's being generated is then being passed to your heirs, or whoever, that you leave behind that is responsible. And so what I learned by looking at that scenario, I realized that when you're writing a song, much like that spider spinning the web, in essence, you are creating your house, and you're building your platform, and you're building everything that you need, your ecosystem to be successful. And so in essence, when you die, unfortunately, like that spider died, that web would still be there if I would not have knocked it down. So I stood there and I said, God taught me music publishing by looking at the spider web. So let's talk a little bit more specific about music publishing, but hopefully that gives you somewhat of a sort of visual. When you look at the music business, we're talking about the music business specifically. The music business boils down to two things, whether you're an attorney, a manager, a writer, artist, who plays the music, plays guitar. I don't care what you do. The music business, no matter what, is going to boil down to two things. And those two things are copyrights and masters. Who owns the copyright? Who controls the master? Who controls the master? Who owns the copyright? Period. That's the whole music business. That's why the label says, hey, come over here, cool artists, and sign right here, because we want to participate in the master ownership. And the publisher says, hey, cool songwriter, come over here and sign right here, because we want to participate in the copyright ownership. Reason being is because that's where all the money is being generated. So every major label that you see, there is a publishing arm to that label. So that should give you some clear indication as to where that money is coming from was the purchase for a publishing company and a record label being set up together. So you have Sony, which is the record label side. You have Sony ATV, which is the publishing side. You have Universal. You have Universal Music Publishing. You have Warner Brothers. You have Warner Chapter. But every major label has a publishing arm. The reason being is because that's where the streams and revenue are coming from. That's how you make money. And so let's talk about those streams. Hopefully I can just rattle them off the top of my head. I talk about this stuff all the time, but there are 7, and you should write this down. If you are not
Write it down.
Now, you should do it right now. There are 7 areas that are directly connected when we're talking about copyrights and masters that you should be aware of. One area is called performance royalties. Every time your song is being played on the radio, restaurants, hotels, elevators, wherever music is being played publicly and performed live, is generating what's called a royalty, performance royalty. That royalty is being paid to the songwriters and publishers of those songs. You've probably heard of ASCAP, BMI, and CSAC, and also Sound Exchange. They pay a little bit different royalty, but it's the same concept in the sense of how it comes about. And so that's one area, performance royalty. There's another area that's called mechanical. Mechanicals deal with the physical sale. Of course, we're not seeing as many mechanicals as we once did because we went from physical to digital to now streaming. So it's a new business model, but we still have some mechanical royalties. The music business now has become about 3 screens: the TV screen, the computer screen, and the telephone screen, and how effectively you engage those areas. So we're talking about another area. The third area is new media. New media is really now media because it's happening right now, but I think the term new media was in the distant future. But other things about things like ringtones, greenbacks, and those things were popular. MySpace was popular. YouTube. All of the ancillary areas where music is being discovered and heard is considered new media. So that's that new frontier and different things that happen. NFTs.
Recording in progress.
That's something new that we didn't have 5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, for that matter. So that's another area. Another area is called brand rights. R-A-N-D. Let's say you write the music to
Recording in progress.
And some high school, some university wants to put that play on and recreate that scenario. They can't just do that without having the authorization to do so. So they have to do that. They have the right to do that. So that's considered brand rights. There's another area that's called print. So when we talk about print, we're talking about sheet music. And so when that band wants to get your song and play it, that's considered print. Or even sometimes when they place your lyrics, and say Live Magazine or something like Essence or whatever magazine may be popular, and they place your lyrics there. There's another area. How many is that? 5?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I gotta think. Synchronization. That's when I take your music and put it to live moving picture, live moving video. That's considered a sync license or a synchronization. So you'll hear that. So that's putting your music to live moving picture, a live moving video. And the 7th one, man, I'm going off the top of my head. It'll come to what's the 7th one. I'll just keep talking a little bit as I think about it. But so someone real quick, give me the 6 that we covered.
Who think they got it? Raise your hand. I'll take you off mute. All right, Quinn, I got you.
Okay, Quinn.
Alright, we got performance royalties, mechanicals, new, quotation marks, now media, brand rights, print, synchronization, as of now.
Thank you so much, sir. I just bought myself a little bit of time. And the number 7 one is, give me the drum roll, please. Derivatives, meaning derived from some pre-existing place. So when you sample a song, you sample that Earth, Wind, and Fire, that Metallica, that cool song that you're creating that experience from. Well, those original contributing writers or authors, they're also factored into this new work. So that's considered a derivative work, and those are samples. And so the reason why I want to point that out is because now, think about it this way. What I just explained to you, most people that are in the music business don't really understand how publishing works, and in fact, it's sort of a gray area. But here's my best illustration for you. I worked at Rough House Columbia Records, as I mentioned, so you can still hear the Columbia Soft with the Fuji on the radio right now today. The writers of that song, even though I got paid, I'm not going to say every time we did it's because of me, but you best better believe a lot of that effort that went into the success of that project, selling all those units was me. I was the guy making all the calls making it happen. Well, that is still generating money right now.
Absolutely.
Was I getting paid?
Absolutely.
No. I was getting paid to work the record. I got paid. They sitting home. But those songwriters are still generating money. So it's the difference of writing your name in the sand versus writing your name in concrete. When you write your name in the sand, when the tide comes in and washes it away. When you write your name in concrete, when that concrete dries, your name is there forever. A publishing word in perpetuity, which means the life of the copyright, which in essence means forever. That song or that it's written there forever, like your signature drawing in that concrete. So it's very important. I was having a conversation one time with Puppy, and he was in his cool little diddy bop mode. He was kind of cool. He said, "Playboy, I've been responsible for 83 million records sold, right?" And I kind of took that as a challenge, and so I quickly did the math in my head. And I pounded my chest, and I came back and I said, "I've been responsible for 83 million records sold." And you know how you say something, you wish you could take it back? Because as soon as I said it, I realized that his 83 million records sold, and my 83 million records sold, these are different things. He was writing his name in concrete. I was writing my name in sand. Different things. He's got a family driver outside, and I was a worker bee. Now, I've been responsible and part of 100 million records sold. That's no lie, no exaggeration, in stats. But I didn't own those records, so it's a much different thing. So listen. If you don't understand anything or get anything else about the music business, the one thing that I want you to realize is that it's going to boil down to those two things, copyrights and masters. And who owns and controls those things? Your ownership and control of those things changes the conversation, it changes the dynamic, and it changes the landscape, and it allows you to be successful. Because that's like, think of it like property. It's just like property, right? And so you can leverage that stuff. You can lease it. Somebody wants to use your song, you can lease it, you can rent it to them. Someone wants to purchase your song, you can sell it. Although I try to advise people not to sell, but sometimes you get in a situation where you're able to leverage that. But ultimately, it is your 401k plan. If you're familiar with the 401k plan, corporate America has what's called the 401k. The music business equivalent to the 401k plan is called publishing. If you're in the music business and you're not focused on publishing, in my humble opinion, you're doing something, but you're not doing business. There's a little word show and a big
word business.
Big word business, right? So get that part straight. Again, honored to speak with you. If you have any questions for me, I'll make sure you get all my contact information out of you. That's all I have for you.
Thank you so much, Cap. And what we'll do, we are going to have Q&A at the end. So whatever questions are specific to publishing, I will make sure I get those over to you and get a draft of answers back to everybody. So thank you so much.
My pleasure.
All righty, guys. So I hope, you definitely got a wealth of information. He is super duper dope and definitely approachable if you have questions. So our next up will be Miss C. Nicole PR. I want to call her Chrissy so bad, but look, C. Nicole PR. And basically what's going to happen is she's going to talk to you about public relations, right? You hear the word PR. Oh, I got a PR. No, you don't have a PR. You have a publicist. And she's going to explain to you a little bit about what public relations is and what the publicist does.
Alrighty, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Christina Mickens. I am the owner of C. Nicole PR Firm. We are a sports, entertainment, and health and wellness public relations firm. A little bit about myself. I'm a graduate from Howard University, class of 2010, School of Communications. I graduated with a bachelor's in broadcast journalism, minor in sports marketing. From there, I worked at ESPN, University of Texas, Hilton Corporation, and then I decided to start my own. So pretty much with that, I've worked with from OT Genesis to Jeezy to Tiana Taylor, you name it, I've done it. But what I'm really most passionate about as far as being a publicist is artist development. I'm also the vice president of a record label, and all people wearing record label. And our biggest thing is artist development and making sure that artists understand the complete scope of what's going on in the industry, so they're not being taken advantage of and that they're, they know what's going on. So with a publicist, I tell everybody, when you first start out as an artist, you do not automatically need a publicist, because your publicist is now pushing out the brand. If you have not identified your brand yet, then there's nothing for us to publicize or for us to push out. Also, do not get trapped by the whole paid media. Let me give you a little secret. Instagram will not verify you for paid media. They will look over you because it's not earned press. Earned press means the publisher, the magazine, the podcast, whoever wants to speak with you. They want to know your story, not someone that was paid to do it. So you don't want paid media. You want to earn your media. Sometimes publicists, when it comes to an artist that's just starting, we end up inadvertently being your manager, because now it's like, okay, we know who you are, we know what you're trying to say, but now we got to get you in front of the masses so that as a publicist, we have something to talk about. So now I have to manage your career to make sure that what I'm managing, I can now publish. And that it kind of goes hand in hand. I would say, when you are looking for a publicist, do your research, check your history, check to see, okay, what is the last, send me your last 6 clients that were posted in the links to them. Different things like that. People will play with you and play with your money because they know you have the lack of knowledge, that you're not going to look and see
Tell the
if
truth,
they
shame
work
the
with X,
devil.
Y.
That's it.
I tell you all the time, my Instagram, my phone is moving on. I said, I have to call you. So if you want references, we can call them. You don't got to, run Instagram. We can call them. And I have testimonials, and I have people in the industry that vouches for me. And that's like the scope of public relations. Do not get fooled or bamboozled or taken advantage of for lack of knowledge. In 2022, I tell everybody, we're not going in with lack of knowledge. No longer are we playing humble, collect every bag on the table. So before you start collecting bags, go in with the wisdom and the understanding of what you're doing, so that you're not being taken advantage of. So you're not another artist that says, you know what, I'm done with the music industry because they did this to me. No, you say I'm done with the music industry because I'm about to start my own, because now I understand the format of it, and I have different connections and different plugs to now expand my goal, my vision, my dream, to make sure I'm not taking advantage.
Wow, Christina, thank you. One thing I would like for you to speak to, please speak to what a basic package and portfolio looks like for a indie artist that's starting out. What are the basics?
Wait a minute, say it again. You froze completely.
Oh wow! I think it's a lot of us on the internet over here. But what are the basics? The basics that indie artists need to start out portfolio wise.
The basics. You need I can't say. Yeah, basics. You need at least 3 songs that have been mixed mastered that you are comfortable with, that you can present and say, okay, which one are we going to push out? That is our single. You need an EPK. You know what the EPK is? It's an electronic press kit. That is something you do not have to pay a publicist for. That is something that you can do on your own. It's literally your resume as an artist. It's your bio. It's your links to your social media. It's links to your videos. And it's your contact information. If you haven't gotten any purchases yet, then it's literally just a rolling film of what you've done. For me, as a media outlet, say, that last song you had, he did 100,000 views. Let me reach out to him and see how I can work. You have to have your electronic press kit. You have to be, and this is like PR, this is just kind of going into the music side of it. You need to make sure you're registered with, either, see if you got to be invited, with BMI or with ASCAP. You have to have a pro account. You have to have your songs registered. You have to know the process of registering your songs. So you just can't wake up today and say, I want to be an artist. I want a publicist, and I want to be big in 6 months. That is impossible unless you literally have $1 million, the most lit producers, and you have Empire, Sony, or somebody behind you just saying, we're going to push the green light over this down. It's TikTok account.
Thank you. Yeah.
TikTok account. Your songs, when you load them up with the additional kids and all that things like that, they can be put on these different apps, these different platforms, well then your song can become trending. When you do a song, if it's a bop song, okay, get your friends create a TikTok, make that trending. You can start doing your own promotions without having a team behind you and a lot of money behind you if you just put in the work and set times and goals and stuff for yourself, for your social media content, for your fan engagement. Those all the different type of things that you can do to succeed as an artist and know who you are. That's my biggest thing. Please understand your brand and your identity before you ask somebody else to understand.
Wow, Christina, you know what? And we're going to leave that right there because that's something we're going to get into later. Know your brand and identity before you expect somebody else to understand it or be able to help you develop it. Great, 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 great. All right. The second man of the hour, Mr. Foster, Mr. Shane Foster. We will have him introduce himself and talk to you about marketing and distribution. And he has a lot of things going on right now, and he's actually in so many different genres. So Shane, come off of mute, introduce yourself and really talk to us about marketing and distribution.
Okay, I did a little bit of everything. I want to talk about production now. Shane Foster, I'm coming out ex-military, coming out of North Carolina, here in Atlanta, by way of Los Angeles. Graduated from LA Film School in LA, got a military, moved to Los Angeles, went to school at LA Film School, graduated with my partner Davis Chris, not out here, but he's working right now. We got artists, so he's working right now. Well, we met in LA Film School. We've been rocking out for the last 5 years. Be our 5th year coming up this year. Went from LA. I was working with the intern at Def Jam. Went from being an intern at Def Jam. I got hired over Live Nation. I worked over there in the marketing department with Live Nation for another 2 years. Went to New York. Then I ended up here in Atlanta. Got here before the pandemic. Started working for them. Started working for myself. Me and my partner Davis Chris. We got our own brand, DFG Music, the brand. We've been doing our own independent marketing as artists and producers, all the plaques on the wall, all 10 of them, they all mine and my partner. We all did it independently. We all had our own budget. We had to go get a label. I talk a lot about financial literacy and stuff and how to get your own funding as an independent artist and also how to make money. And then he was talking about the publishing with Mechanical, with the streaming world. Like the streaming world is a $1 billion industry. It's real easy to get money that way. And also with derivatives and freaking accolades like with the ribs and all that stuff, but all the publishing is when you control 100% of the record, like it's nice when it hits your account. When you actually promote and put marketing behind it. What I think a lot of artists don't understand is they don't understand you gotta spend money. You gotta spend money to make money. Like it's not going record all that stuff, that's all cool as a creator, but like put it out and that's it. Like that's not gonna be moving and get it. The PR. We kind of did our own PR until I got to the level right now. Now I have a publicist, but like you said, like doing it by yourself, that's real easy. Hard getting on and do it. A little bit about what we do. We moved over to like 20,000 units independently. Charted on Billboard in different genres. I don't just do hip hop, rap. I do gospel, blues, world, Latin, all the genres. I've done like every genre except for country, and I'm still with them. That's on standby. I actually did some records since beginning of this week. So I hope that jump off. I have music featured on radio, television, and film. Got a song on radio right now. The artist just signed Alexis Branch. I think a lot of people know Alexis. She's been around for a while. That's actually our artist now. We got a production deal with her. We had a song Ooh Baby, which is fun about you talking about derivatives. We did like a team up with Sean Austin and Troy Taylor. And we redid the sample of Sweet Lady. Now, like, I own 50% of that record.
Dope.
Sweet Lady. Dope. And we have to do the re-edition of the new record, which is Ooh Baby, which is like a remake of Sweet Lady. And I own 50% of that record, too. So it's like, we all worked it out. That's on radio. We just started pushing that last month. It came out in August, but I had to wait for some paperwork. With the artist, I gotta get you on my roster, before I start spending, start spending money. Because that's what shit all about. But so far, I got my own Spotify editorial playlist when it comes to the streaming world. We more part of Davis Chris. Spotify gave us one. Guess we got a lot of content out there, and like I say, controlling it and actually have good quality that makes a big difference. We got other records on Spotify editorial, big ones, Rap Caviar, all that. Work with Iggy Azalea, Yo Gotti, Beat King, late great Young Dog, Boosie Badass, Duke Deuce, me, and let's just go on and on. Biggest going right now is like maybe go to a major label, but as a partnership, because kind of like we kind of been doing everything on our own and had a lot of success doing it by ourselves. So I don't see like what a label would do. Like when it comes to money, it's definitely about that, because I definitely get to that by ourselves with being my partner. You know, us being military veterans too, have a lot of advantages and stuff doing this. Shit, when it comes to marketing, that's our biggest thing we do.
That's the part. That's the part. Speak specifically to what it takes to push a single, just the simplicity of it, but what it would take for an entity such as yourself to push a single, because a lot of times I don't think the artists and the creators truly understand what it takes to just push that song, what the marketing plan looks like.
So always having a proper rollout, that's the biggest thing. A lot of artists think that you don't have a rollout. I guarantee you it's a 3 to 4 month. Behind any major artist that's on a label, just because you're like, oh, the song leaked Tuesday and it's out Friday, like it was a 3 to 6 month plan, I guarantee you, because I know I used to be the guy behind the scene doing the shit. So, and they be like, all right, we're gonna like leak the record on this IG and do it. But the biggest way to market yourself as an independent artist, and you still gotta have budget, is through this little rectangle thing we carry around every day, a phone. That's the fastest way to market. Having the content to market. Now I know people be like, oh man, it's so much content on the internet. You can recycle, reuse. I've seen a lot of innovative things. When it comes to that, I'm not gonna give my trade secret on what I do. It works. I'm gonna stick with it until somebody else start doing it. And I'm gonna find something else to do. But it's very cost effective. I helped a lot of artists. A lot of plats. I've had probably 9 artists get Billboard plats last year and into the Grammy race. So it's possible if you budget right, you just do what's supposed to be done. A lot of times as creators, and I get it because I'm a creative first too, very creative person. We think with the other side of our brain, but understanding, I know Scott was talking about the business, like the business side of this was making you more successful. Understand the business, understand that your credit score can get you the money you need for marketing, because that's what you're gonna really need. You really invest in this, you're gonna need some money. And the easy thing I can say is like when we're marketing, we do marketing with an ROI. I don't focus on the artist name, typical artist name, look at me stuff like World Star, all that. I don't spend no money on that. I go straight to the playlist. I got a playlist list where I research, and I've been doing the shit like, I got into this in the industry right when streaming was good in 2016, so I learned a lot of stuff about streaming and made a lot of relationships with playlisting. So it's all about, hand over fist and getting on these playlists and getting in front of the right audiences where you actually like streaming, like people actually like spinning your record and actually like listening to your record, and you're getting the fan base and you're getting super fans and stuff. That's when the money started coming in. And then also getting certain accolades and acclimates in the music industry business. Like, okay, like, man, yeah, I'm doing this on my radio and I'm doing this. Like, not all the things. Look at me on World Star. Look at me, I just spent $5,000 for just cheese and all that crazy. Like, and then they get you the money back, because guess what? They own your record. They own all your music, and every time there's a hit in the industry, they get paid. I think like $1,700. I think they did that, like $1,700 every time they hit a million for YouTube and stuff, and then they boost their YouTube channel. They subscribe to their views. They all eat, and gave them $5,000 for them to do even better. So that's just one thing. Like, not to put down anybody else or anything, but I mean, that's what it is. And the biggest thing that really helped with success in marketing is the DJ pool. You gotta understand. The DJs make or break the record. They're a part of it.
She's coming up next.
On the internet, but also I'm tapped in with 90% of the DJs on the Southeast region, where we do I host like dinner parties and stuff with the DJs that come eat. I mean, come to Japan. So a few of them, to come, eat and drink and check out the latest new artists they're promoting, marketing for. But definitely seeing tapped in and having a budget for the DJs. I don't leave no 250 DJ. I ain't one of them. Any DJ ever rock me, I think Lily Day can attest. I make sure DJ eat. Like, DJ gonna get bad.
Oh yeah, child. He do. I ain't no DJ. He make sure I eat.
Especially if you have the right record. And that's the other thing too. Is like, it's cool to market and stuff, but bringing awareness around the record, that's what makes the record dope. Because you can have Drake doesn't have the best records, but the awareness around the records make everybody like, oh man, like that's a dope song. So if you have your whole, all your wheels turned, you got the internet ads, you got IG ads, Facebook ads running, roll your record with 30 pieces of content, because they always say do ad packs of 5 or 6 more ad packs at a time. So you spend about $250 a day, up to between $250 a day or $250 a week, depending on the results you want. Bringing awareness around the record for the next 30 days. And then you got the DJs going around, they're spending your record in the clubs. And outside of 285, not being on 285 inside the Atlanta area, like most of my audience and where I get booked at is Denver, Dallas, Phoenix, New York,
Texas,
DC,
yep.
Carolina, Florida. Like, it's everything around Atlanta. Like, I barely get booked in Atlanta because it's oversaturated. It's like it's millions and millions
Absolutely.
of artists that, all do music and all do marketing. So it's like, my audience is just way outside of Atlanta as far as like when it comes to do something. You don't need 10,000, 100,000 people supporting you. All you need is 1,000. I guarantee 1,000 people that's constantly rocking with you, constantly supporting you. You just focus on that, you're going to be okay. There's a lot of musicians and artists, as myself, that like, independent and like have a sustainable lifestyle, sustainable income coming in every month from this. And like you said, having it, not in concrete and not written, saying that everything in concrete, forever, gonna lead off a lot of these records, because a lot of these records was worked out with, I worked with main artists before they were big, like the Eric Banks and the BP and all that, before they were all, who they are now. It's like, I was like making sure that I was gonna be later, because I understood like the business side of the stuff. And a lot of artists, understand they were doing these $500 features and $200 too many features. Like, don't sell yourself short, because doing a feature for that show and you blow up and you make it big, like you gonna hate yourself later. Construction. A lot of these records I got that I did with these big artists, I got before they were like big, and they were doing features like, oh, 1,500, let me do a feature, 2,000, I do it. And then I worked it out with paperwork, like, and I'm gonna own this. But then when they got big and started popping, it's like, okay, I'm putting the record out now.
Yes,
yeah. Because they eat, and I'm gonna eat too until they stop eating. I'm not, but most of I work with, I make good decisions with this stuff. And a lot of it comes with the marketing too. Like, it goes right back to the marketing. It's always have content. Always make sure I get like, with any artist I work, I try to get like 5 pieces of content before we even done with the record.
Absolutely.
So in case they get weird and do some, money make people do left-handed shit all the time, and they like get weird and don't support the record, a year from now, and don't be around or fall out for whatever reason, or just feel a certain kind of way, like, damn, man, you really got over it. I always try to have that content already, because it's like, I don't need to really promote it. If I got the content already, I can just use my phone and retweet it, add this to it, take away to it, throw some commentary on it, make a meme out of it. It's all kinds of different ways to do it and push the record. And it's just all about like throwing the awareness around the record, and that's how you have the most successful marketing. It's not hard. A lot of these other genres outside of hip hop, like the gospel record, you look at like Lil Baby's in it, Trina's in it, Nicki Minaj got a gospel record. All these artists got these different genres. Latin records, like, I'm in the Latin world. That's my, my first home is in the Latin culture. So I did a lot of Latin records, but like to sell records on that side of the board is like super inexpensive, super, not saying super easy, but everything's hard. But it's not gonna be as hard as me competing with the Baby, Lil Baby, Drake, Polo G, and all these other artists, every week with hip hop, and every time they drop a record. It's down to like, maybe when I do a Latin record, I got bad, but maybe maybe 2 or 3 artists that I'm really, really competing with, like when it comes to like actually pushing the record. The same thing with gospel. Like, you're not gonna be, gospel people support your record first of all. It's funny. And then a lot of people think, oh, it's gospel is, oh, I love the Lord. Like, it's not really that. You have Christian rap, you have clean rap. A lot of artists
I love the Lord.
Figuring out, how to maneuver in between the other side. Not saying you gotta be, you look at Lecrae. Let me just get promised that Lecrae. Lecrae's not all like holding it out and hung out with dude playing child, but it's just his image is like he does Christian music. He's like, I'm a Christian that does Christian music, and he got some of the biggest, he like the Jay-Z of gospel in the Christian world. So I don't know if everybody knows who Lecrae is. It's on TVs, on 60s, on everything. Like, it's going crazy, That was something that I paid attention to. Like, oh man, like, man, this dude doing all this, like, it's crazy. Like, it's money over there. Like, if money is what you after, but me, I love music. I like to see people win, because the quickest way to millionaire is to help somebody become one.
Hello, somebody. So Shane, all right. So the final question for you is, what is the smallest budget that you can work with to push a single? And just be real blunt with it.
I'll say the always, depending on what genre, about 3K has been the most with a good 45, 60 day push. With RRI, that's the key thing. It's like I'm not out to take nobody. Man. I want, because if you making money, then I'm making money. Like, that's what I look at. But I ain't wanting them to be like, man, give me 3,000, and like, man, you know what? That won't hit. And then
Absolutely. And I think that's important, guys. What Shane is saying is so very important. And Shane, thank you so much. Please, and I'm going to tell you this, for everybody that has spoken, Google them. You know, I don't say Google people for everything, but one thing about Shane, Cap, Chrissy, and DJ Squirt is coming up next. If you Google them, you're going to see the fruits of their labor. I mean, the thing about Shane is approachable. Shane is out there. He's approachable. Cap is the same way. Chrissy is the same way. They have been out here and they truly have owned media, because Chrissy talked about paid and earned media, but there's also owned media, and you also can do that. Start getting your owned media, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But thanks so much, Shane. We want to now, he talked about the DJs, he led into it. I listed a couple of DJs. So DJ Squirt is going to jump on, and she is going to talk to us briefly about why the DJ is here and what the DJ can do for you. Come on out, DJ Squirt. Squirter.
I'm sorry. Hi. I think I was muted. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
For sure.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. I can't hear myself. All right. I am DJ Squirt. Happy afternoon. Happy Saturday. I am the regional VP of the Nerve DJs here in ATL. I am owner and operator of UrbanCityRadioStation.com, which is an all-independent artist radio station for independent artists. I created this and popped it out in 2016. I am originally an independent artist back in 1980. I was my age, but boo, I'm about to rock this. You feel me? Anywho, I was an artist. I was pushing the industry. That's how they did it. So hold on. I ain't there. Right? My intention here is to help these independent artists learn the business. So I'm a DJ. Being a DJ, DJs are very important because we know the vibe. We play music all the time. We control that energy in the room. We know what the crowd is responding to. Like, we're that plug between the independent artists, between the party, and between the labels. What? Everybody else behind those labels, everybody's bottom line needs the independent artists. Y'all need the artists. We're in between that. Okay, good. So, because we have that experience in the music, we have that control of that music, we know how to, we got a great thing here to be able to manipulate and move that crowd and know what works. So once we experience and see the audience do that, we can talk to these labels, we can talk to the artists, and we can let them know what type of things they can influence their creating of the music, marketing, everything. So we're major in that industry. I don't know what else you want me to say.
No, it's absolutely fine, because of course you'll be talking about what's major is coming up. It's in the presentation, so everything is cool. So guys, basically what we did was we wanted to give you the most important information up front, because now it's just going to be fun. Frank and I are going to, be talking to you. You guys will be talking back to us. And now it's going to be like boom, 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 boom. You're really not going to be here much longer. We're just going to go through some things. The biggest point for today is for you to understand that there are entities out there that are looking to promise to sign you and give you all of this big money, and you never see the big money, and you sign a piece of paper that jack your whole life up. That's not what we're here for. We are literally here to support you in learning how to get to the next step. Like Cap said, helping you with your publishing. Like Shane said, helping you understand marketing and distribution, and even sliding you over to Shane once we get you to the point where he can work with you. Because the reality is this. You got your rookies, right? Right? And then you got your first string, second string, third string. So we trying to get you from rookie to first string. So you start here, and then we start to build you up and build you out so that then we can say, Shane, they're ready for you now. We have helped them get to the point where they're ready to access your services, that type thing. So we're going to go ahead and jump in. We have a couple of other individuals on here who are a part of the Sky 4 team. So we definitely want to make sure that we shout them out. But all in all, we want to really make certain that you understand what we're doing and why we're doing it for you. All right, Frank. So this is what the operational leadership team looks like, right? And we have it like this because what we're doing some new things over here. So basically, we are going to wipe the slate clean and really truly start to develop from the executive team on down, simply because we can't just talk about it. We have to be about it. We have to cultivate new talent. And when we say talent, we're not just talking about the creatives, because everybody is not an artist. Some people need to be behind the scenes. Some people need to be making things happen, because the reality is this: the artists got to pay a whole lot of people, and a whole lot of people that they pay are behind the scenes. So once again, we're wiping the slate clean. And basically what we'll be doing with our, we have like some ambassadors, we will have staff persons coming on, the new staff that we're bringing on, they will be on like a 90-day probationary period. And what that basically means is, one of the things that we used to do, and we're real transparent about our weaknesses, because we know that our weaknesses are simply limitations that we work on so that we can create opportunities. So an opportunity to do better means what we do is we work with individuals for 90 days and we see production. So if you can produce during your 90-day probationary period, you get placement on the website. Previously, we're like, okay, this person is a good person. They're doing this, they're doing that. I think they can get it done. And we definitely don't get paid for thinking all the time. So we thought it worked. It doesn't work. So going forward, there is no production, no placement. Placement is definitely a reward for production. All right, Frank. Our 2020 goals, label-wide goals. And Franklin, you can take it.
All right. Good afternoon again. Let's talk a little bit about our 2022 goals. All right, let's start 2022. We're going to identify and solidify these Sky 4 brands throughout that area. Now we use an Atlanta, Tampa, Birmingham, Montgomery, Gainesville, Richmond, and also in 7 cities, New York, New Jersey, and we have our ambassadors basically seated in those successive cities. What we're going to do is we're going to identify and solidify the brand there and build it out from there. All right? Embrace the rural and suburban areas, of course, that's a given. Increase productivity. We got to do more. United in 2021. We blame 2020 on COVID. We had a little issue in 2021 program, 2022. We got to get out there. We can't let see things that was being blocked before and obstacles getting our way. We're going to increase our social media website, and that's on me. We're going to build on that employment incentives, and I'll talk about that later. And then we're going to define and implement those initiatives that got working. And we're going to talk about that later as well. We'll go to the next one.
You see it?
I do. So we talked about embracing the role suburban areas like Christian. This is still saying, so we're going to cultivate 10 conversations per month. Now, this is something that is directed. What this means is, you need to be out there talking to these independent artists. These artists need our help. And basically, to get our help, we're going to set up consultations. We go specifically to go to 10 consultations per month is our goal. Per ambassador. So you need to be constantly constantly talking with you. We're gonna create a monthly content calendar, and that's easy. Lily, I'm sure is gonna work on that. So she'll talk about that, you know.
Okay, and so Frank, what I'll do right now, I'm gonna jump in. So guys, the thing is, once again, one of the things that Frank has said tremendously is that, all right, Lily, you know, we can plan. But if your plan isn't written down and you're not actively checking things off, you're not doing anything. And so our charge to everybody on this call today is to have a buddy. So hopefully y'all have gotten, you know, Instagrams and stuff. Create your monthly content calendar, right? Create it. Come up with what you're going to be doing and stick to it. That's how you begin to formulate a good habit. Because if you just get in the habit of saying things and trying to do things and never producing, that's what you're going to keep cycling and doing. So we want to see you increase your productivity, which will then increase your reach and engagement even outside of social media and your website. So yes, we'll definitely get into that a little bit more, but these are just some of the goals that we are hoping to help you guys work on going forward. All right. So all those goals, but how do we meet them? Well, be intentional. Like Frank said, the right team be a happy ship. You know, Frank and Shane are both, you know, ex-military. Well, they're veterans. I don't like saying ex-military. They're veterans. And so he definitely believes in the right team. And sometimes as you're getting the right team, you have to eradicate. You have to move people around because you may see someone as the right fit for a certain position, but then you may learn, okay, maybe we need to shift them. So where we are now is being intentional. So please talk about moving with the times, Franklin, and then we'll jump into the artist ambassadors.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to go back to stuff and talk a little bit more about mentorship. And it's really about being respectful across this network. We haven't had any issues with people being respectful or disrespectful. However, for us to move and being a happy ship, basically you gotta work with this team. We haven't worked a lot together over the past 2 years. This year I'm expecting a lot more communication, a lot more cross networking. It's going to be easier for us to work. That's not it. And then moving with the times, basically what that means is to stay relevant. Business is fast moving, always changing, and I want you guys to basically up with. It's important to keep up with the times. I think Shane, all of you mentioned TikTok, or someone in our group mentioned TikTok as the new and up and coming. TikTok is there now. That means we gotta start looking for what's in the future because it's gonna be coming short, I'm sure. And we need to be on top of that. Artists and ambassadors, this is for you guys. This whole presentation is put together for the artists and ambassadors and not just the arts. Basically, you're the face, the name, the brand. Not only can you help our network and help Stockport grow, this network basically is a Stockport team can help you build and complete your individual and personal goals that you put in what you expect to get out of it.
All righty. And so once again, just going back to being intentional, if you look at the graphic that is in front of you, do you see that plan is off to your left, right? But do you realize that the plan is nowhere on the strategy? She's holding the plan in hopes to let them know this is the plan, but you need all of these things, your ideas, your deadlines, your collaboration, your discussion, your space with the negative and the positive. You have to have that yin and that yang to truly make it make sense. And so I thought this graphic was super dope because it really does depict what productivity begins to look like. All righty. So let's make it creative specific because everybody on here is a creative, whether you're a DJ, Whether you're an artist, whether you're a model, whether you are a media personality, whomever. This is what a 12-month plan generally looks like when I'm working on a plan for creatives. This is how we start the process. All righty. Now, why are all of you here? The Artist Advisory Program. Artist development, talent acquisition, and capital building. If you don't know what capital means, that means getting you some money in your pockets. All right, so what is our Artist Advisory Program and what does it look like? What are the goals and the objectives? You can read, so I don't need to read it to you. Cut and dry. The Artist Advisory Program is simply here to make certain that you are all that you need to be professionally and artistically to be marketable to the world. We want to help you improve your business operations and increase the capacity to bring the work to your audience. Now, what is the role of the council ambassadors? So, our ambassadors are the individuals who either may be an artist that is kind of climbing, or it may be an individual who loves to work with artists and support artists. And so the council ambassadors come in and they do the things as such, scouting new talent, cultivating relationships between the talent and the label, overseeing different parts of the development process, and helping the artists get to finished products. Alrighty. So, what does the ambassador process look like? Recruitment, consultation, development. And we'll talk more about this one-on-one, but we just kind of want you to see what the process looks like. What does a process for success look like if you want to be an artist ambassador? Create opportunities. As an ambassador, you have the opportunity to create your own talent showcase or pop-up review shows online. And what do? We provide you with the framework and the network to do so. SoundCloud is an awesome tool if you're looking for the talent. If you're looking for talent that you want to work with, or if you're looking for individuals where you're like, you know what, I've been there, I've seen this, and I want to now try to do this to help somebody else, okay? Once again, connecting with your DJ coalitions in your area and local DJs is always a plus. And also, guys, reading is fundamental. Instagram is not the gospel. Check out music publications and blogs. There are scholarly music journals out there, but you gotta go to a digital library to do so because you need the right information. The answer, as an ambassador, do I get paid? Of course you do. And we'll talk about that, when we talk one-on-one. Now for the travel. We're coming down to the end of the rope. Education is a must. These are just some of the conferences that we support, and we will be in full representation at this year. The DJ Power Summit is actually next week, and it is here in Atlanta. Core DJs, they have a conference in June and in November. Then the Fleet DJ conference is coming up in July, and the Nerve DJs is coming up in September. And so locations may vary, and updates on more conferences and things will come. Guys, this is important. We expect that everybody on this call is able to find some kind of conference or developmental opportunity in your particular areas and bring them to the table, simply because you have to understand the art of networking. Networking is not just going somewhere and giving somebody your Instagram and saying, follow me. That's not networking. There's an art to it. Networking involves follow-up. Networking involves consistent follow-up and production. The word for 2022 is production. It's okay to plan, but you need production. So networking should result in some form of productivity. All right. DJ Squirt is here. And guys, Sky 4, Sanaj Consulting, Models Behind the Lens have all come together to support DJ Squirt with a 12-city indie artist tour. And DJ Squirt, take a few minutes to kind of talk to them a little bit more about this illustrious opportunity.
I'll be quick. I've been working on this course since 2019, I believe, when the pandemic hit. My motto, because I was an artist that was moved to the system, and I worked hard on my own. I did that research and everything and made it and got there, got ready to sign the deal and got ready. So I wanted to be that person to assist them and show them how to move through this industry, learn what it is about. I wanted to help build them up to be able for the label to have better quality music, period. That's the bottom line. So I created this store, and the store has over $3,000 in prizes every month. And I reached out to Stephanie Smith-Lilly because I met her at the Mercy's in Wisconsin. Hey, I'm going to sound that. Okay. So this store is designed and had everything they needed initially besides money, studio time, and dancing on the stage like a circus monkey. That's what I call it. When you perform your best on the stage and you don't have no foundation behind you. So the initial prizes before the final prizes are all consultations with those things that they need. A&R, public relations, artist management, financial consultant, public education, marketing and media. They're all, I'm paying for those consultations with everyone willing to talk with them on a great level. Once they get that understanding in their mind, because I believe, I don't care what you do, I don't care what you're trying to do. You need counseling. Your mind needs to get prepared to receive blessings that God's going to give you when you do it right. Period.
That's it.
You can get all that money in the world, but you ain't got it right in your head. You can mess it up just to get
That's
it.
it.
And if you're
Wow.
Okay, I'm hurry up. But I picked these cities, I designed it, I scheduled it, I'm reaching out, I'm paying for it. I'm giving them this stuff from their hands to use because I actually want to build a legacy where I can see that they actually did this stuff because the internet has changed the game. First problem with independent artists, they don't know how to reach out and talk to people. They feel like they're supposed to perform, look good, and you're just supposed to do it. No. I set it out here, and that's what this is for. And I appreciate everyone that received my phone calls, my requests, and worked with me. And Frank, I love you. So that's what this is about. And I'm not worried about what I make on it, what I don't. I just want to see those faces. I want to see that networking. I want to see a star, a person on the Grammys that says, you know what? Shout out to DJ Squirt, the Jam Nerd DJs, and that dope ass Black store. That's why I'm here. You know what I mean? I want to be responsible for that.
Absolutely. And guys, I'm telling you, if you have not tapped into the Splash Tour, DM me, hit up Squirt, and we can get the information to you for that. These are just some of the other events that are forthcoming that, once again, Sky 4 will be attending in full representation, and you're welcome to attend with us. The Loud Radio and Press Junkie, we're going back to Houston in March. The Power of Music is a panel which yours truly will has been blessed with the opportunity to speak on the business of music. And prayerfully, a couple of you artists will be able to come out there and perform with us and the SCA Awards in Biloxi. Now, mind, this is not exhaustive, okay? It's so many other things going on, but realistically, we wanted you to have a little bit of information to understand what we have coming up and what we're doing. And so that's the end of the presentation. What we're going to do is now, a couple of people here are already ambassadors. And so we're going to take a second to have, Angela's going to talk to you specifically about what the music review getting out of that. So we created something called the Sociocultural Music Review. And what happens is you get a written music review from the side of the consumer and with technical, critique. And what that does is it's always something that's formatted that you can take back to your producer, you can take it, you can actually make it a part of your business plan that we will talk about later, you know, if you decide that you want to be supported. But these are all things that you need to do what Shane said, to be able to go in there, get some money to make things happen. And so, Angie, can you come off a little bit and just talk to us briefly and let everybody know kind of what you do when you listen to the music so that you can format this written review for them?
Good to know everybody. Can you all hear me?
Yep.
Okay, good. I have had the opportunity to work with Lily Jones. I've known her for several years, as well as Skyport Records, and working with several of their artists, as well as other artists who just wanted us to listen to their music. When I do, I listen to the same song several times. The first time I listen to it to see if it's going to grab the consumer's attention. From there, I listen to it to see what genre you should be trying to promote this, push this music to. Because all, music doesn't hit all genres of people. From there, I also kind of listen to see, what your acoustics sound like, what your lyrics sound like. Does your, if there's a vibe, whose vibe are you channeling in these songs? So we listen for various different things within the music. And then, like Lily said, we present you with a socio-economic written review that you can use to pull things out if you need blurbs for press kits, if you need, like she said, a documentation to present when you're trying to get some money, or to put in your business plan. Aside from that, I also assist Skyport Records with what I do on full-time, is I work in human resources. So I use some of those transferable skills and help artists work with interviewing techniques and try how, being prepared to answer those questions when you're on the red carpet, or if you're about to approach a potential promoter to push your records, how you can have those conversations and present your case, staying true to you, but also appealing to them, because hey, they got something we need, so we got to make sure that they can understand us from where we're coming from. So I work with artists in those two areas primarily with Skyport. So hopefully I'll get to work with some of you guys.
Yes. Hopefully you will. And so, guys, we opening the floor for questions. Like I said, I want to shout out Quinn, who is just super dope. Y'all, Quinn is the epitome of a cheerleader ambassador, and I say that with as much masculinity as I can, because Quentin is on it. He be posting. It could be a part of that Divine Nine too. I don't know that. I'm just surrounded by him today. I'm just surrounded. But we definitely want to shout out Q. And then I think Major Way had to drop off, but Chris Robb is here. From New York, and he has been dope as well. Now, Chris Robb, and one thing that we didn't put out there, we have a radio station that's attached to the label. And the reason that we did that is so crazy. We did it for the same reason that Squirt did, because we needed a place to teach media personalities and independents how to submit their music. Really and truly, that's all it's about. It's about the teaching. It's about helping you, get your spins and things of that nature. And so Frank handles a lot of that on the back end. But if you are interested, if you're interested in starting, and listen to what I'm saying, your own media. If you want your own media, talk to us. The best way to get owned media is to start a vlog or a blog. Now, if you're going to do a blog, I'm going to need for y'all to go back and take College Composition 101, because we need that grammar and the punctuation to be on point. But, we have to really be conscious about what we're doing. We're literally here to help you. I see we got Youngin checking in from North Carolina. He's an individual. Now, I'm going to pick on this one, because Frank and I spoke to him, oh gosh, it's been about a year now. It's been about a year. And hard-headed, stubborn, did not want to listen. But now in 2021, coming into 2022, he has been featured on, about 20 blogs. He has been producing videos and things of that nature. And realistically, he never came aboard officially because we were still developing when we were talking to him. But he did listen to the program. He took our module and he made it work. So, Youngin, do you want to talk a little bit about kind of what you're doing and what you have done? Or do you want to be shy?
Nah, I mean, the advice that I've been thinking, it's taking me to another spot in my career, wherever. But, yeah, just like, listen to the other artists and feel like what they saying, like, that it really works. They process and what they got going on. I'm a firm believer in what they got going on.
Thank you so much. And like I said, I'm telling you, when I say did not want to listen, he did not want to listen, honey. But once again, he's been doing very, very, very well. We have Rico. I see Rico repping for the VA, and he actually does more the A&R work. But here at Sky 4, we don't do A&R. We have our scouts. So we have our talent scouts and we have our council ambassadors and council coordinators. So Rico is definitely one of those individuals who supports in that capacity. And like I said, where we are right now is that we're looking for you, and you. We're looking for you, whether you're interested in being artist ambassadors or artist advisory council members. Now, as a member, you're that artist that's looking to build, right? As an ambassador, you're that individual that's looking to either take your career to the next level, help build the artist, or learn the administrative and operational components of a label. And we'll talk to a couple of other people later. But right now, anybody that has a question, raise your hand and let's jump out there and see what questions we have. Okay, go ahead, Quinn.
I put it in the chat. Will there be a flyer for that tour so we can promote?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
You more than likely you gonna be there. Cause
more than likely.
Yeah.
For the ones like to get artists out, get the word out.
Oh, absolutely. We'll send the link. And DJ Square jumped off, but I'll send you the link and everything. Mm-hmm. And it's one stop each month. So if they wanted to do the whole 12-month tour, there is a package for that, so they don't have to worry about, each stop. Mm-hmm. All right. Any other questions? Come on, Keyshawn. Keyshawn is one of our baby. Y'all, we got to show y'all Keyshawn performance. So I got to talk about, just like I talked about Young, and I got to talk about Keyshawn. So Keyshawn is somebody that literally just started working with us, a month ago, 2 months ago. Y'all, Keyshawn had never performed. Keyshawn ain't never been in nobody's production studio. Keyshawn do everything in the privacy of his home. Y'all, Keyshawn got up at an award show. Am I lying? He got up at an award show last month and knocked everybody's socks off and had the crowd in the palm of his hand, all because he listened to, what would you say, about an hour of me fussing and me and your daddy fussing and talking? Probably about an hour. But it was so spectacular. And now he's been invited back to perform once again, and he's going to be doing a little bit of traveling with yours truly this year. So I'm really excited. So Keyshawn, please ask your question and talk to us.
Hey, how y'all doing? First of all, I'm Tyrone Kimbrough. I'm Mikhail's Keyshawn's father. I'm actually prior Navy as well. I'm a retired HM1.
Yep.
Did 3 tours, 1 in Iraq and 2 in Afghanistan as a corpsman. But my question for you is right now is, I'm getting ready to start putting together some flyers and T-shirts and everything to get his name out there. But my question is, how will we be able to more be efficient in tracking what these different avenues are actually doing for him? Whether or not we can see whether the T-shirts are working or the flyers are working. How can we track that?
So, number one, when you get your information, like, so you know how many t-shirts you're getting rid of, what are you doing other than t-shirts? Let me ask that first. Let's back up. What type of merch are you working with?
Well, it's not really a merch for sale. It's a merch to actually get his name out there. So what I will be doing is actually getting t-shirts and putting like his IG and all that information on there so people can know how to get on his site. So
first things first, and I'm gonna give a generic answer so that everybody will know, but we're gonna talk one-on-one about this. Number one, package that and mail it to your local radio stations. Nobody thinks about that anymore. I'm giving y'all this free game, so all y'all better write it down. Mail it to your local radio stations. Send them care packages. Can't nobody go up there, Amorion and IHU and ABC and XYZ is here. Can't nobody go up there like that. Mail it to them. Mail them packages so that they have all of his stuff. The other thing is, we'll look at finding some influencers for you, finding some micro influencers or some startup influencers that may have, a little niche population following them. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. We'll talk about that one-on-one. But I definitely want to put that out there for everybody else. Start thinking about that. Yes, you want to sell merch. And we definitely advocate for you to sell merch because we have a whole marketing and merch department over here. But we also want you to understand that sometimes you have to do those in-kind things so that the powers that be can get a whiff of you. Because y'all know everybody like free stuff. You like free stuff. Even the wealthy folk like free stuff, honey.
Understood.
Okay, any other questions? Any of our other ambassadors, staff members, or anything, do you have any specific industry goals that you have created for this year that you might want to express so that we can all kind of be on board with one another? Because I think that's the other thing. Like I said earlier, a buddy system. You need somebody that's going to hold you accountable no matter what. Frank and I are buddies. First Class and I are buddies. But Frank will tell you, I'm a terrible buddy because I get in his ass. And I don't apologize for it. But one of the things that we understood is that, okay, I'm gonna get in his ass, but he gonna pull me back. You feel what I'm saying? Because I go. Frank will plan. So we definitely want to make sure that you guys think about implementing a buddy system so that you can truly be productive in 2022.
Well, I'll go first. Hey everybody, my name is Quinn. I'm a veteran. Just relocated to Mobile, Alabama myself. Everybody in the Navy that wants to go Navy has
Because so many people connected.
I mean, it's a smoke and mirror type of industry, as I've learned over the years with Scott Ford.
Can you go and stop the line
Kind of
over there?
it's hard to feel like, man, I can't get to that point, but being with, Lily and Frank, just a little bit of time,